The question of whether a controversial university championship football game will go ahead could be decided in court today. The game between the St. Mary's Huskies and Acadia Axemen that was slated for this weekend was abruptly cancelled Thursday by Atlantic University Sport, the league's governing body, due to eligibility concerns about one of St. Mary's players. Lawyers from St. Mary's, Acadia University and AUS are back in Nova Scotia Supreme Court this morning after a 5.5-hour hearing on Remembrance Day. The last-minute hearing was held to deal with a motion from St. Mary's to have the game reinstated. The university also asked that it be dealt with on an urgent basis. Associate Chief Justice Deborah Smith said she expects to make a decision by Sunday night. CBC reporter Emma Davie is live tweeting from the hearing. All sides decided Saturday that if a game is ordered it will happen Tuesday. But the lawyer for Acadia University, John Keith, said his team is running out of time because it needs to prepare for the next game against Ontario. The UTech Bowl is being held in Atlantic Canada this year, and Keith said Acadia was slated to be the host team. "We were the first place team. We earned everything that we have right now. We've been told that we are the Atlantic champions," said Keith after Saturday's hearing. To have all of that taken away from us and unraveled is a significant issue for Acadia. SMU argues contempt of court. The controversy started with concerns over the eligibility of St. Mary's wide receiver Archelaus Jack, who was on the CFL's Saskatchewan Roughriders practice roster until last October. League rules state that any former CFL player, or anyone who remains on a CFL team's practice roster after August 15, has to wait 1 year before playing for a university team. Phil Curry, executive director of AUS, testified in court about why the organization cancelled the Loney Bowl. Elizabeth Chu, CBC Sports, the national governing body of university sport in Canada, informed AUS of the potential issue earlier this month, but St. Mary's says the question of eligibility has already been decided by an Ontario court judge. Its lawyers argued yesterday that AUS is in contempt of that court order. Remembrance Day hearing. About a dozen people showed up to the courtroom, including players from the St. Mary's Huskies. "Everyone's here, so everyone is part of the process, and everyone's happy to be present and part of the process," said Margaret Murphy, Associate Vice President of External Affairs for the university.